We have more folks in the studio with us here this morning. All right, help me out here. Who do we have?
Ronnie Melton, Facility Director
We've
for
got-
Wiseman Ministries.
We've got Ronnie over here. All right, Ronnie, I'm going to write that down here. And?
I'm Daniel. I'm the
Whoops.
facility
Wait
director.
a minute, Daniel. Let me turn your microphone on. Go ahead.
My name is Daniel Stone, and I'm the facility director at Isaiah 58 Farms.
The Blackberry Farm.
Yes, sir.
Look at you. Either folks have been there or they haven't. There's not too many in-betweens.
Right.
And you want everybody to come out there, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
To do what? Can folks come out there and pick their own, or are y'all doing all that yourselves?
They can come out and pick berries. Yes, sir. They can pick their own berries.
Okay. And this is in DeBerry,
Yes, sir.
which is outside of Carthage.
In between Carthage and Marshall.
Okay.
About 15 miles each way.
Okay. How many acres? 100 and what?
167, I believe.
Okay. Very good. And you've been over all of them,
Yes, sir.
pretty much. I don't know if you heard earlier, Daniel, but I think I narrowed it down to about 60 acres that we're going to turn into blueberry farm. Is that okay?
I'd be all right with that.
Okay. So I mixed up the blackberries and blueberries earlier, so I figured we'd just go ahead and grow some blueberries out there too.
Absolutely. I love blueberries.
Okay, well there you go then. We'll make that change. And Daniel, you're doing all right. Daniel's doing that. Ronnie,
Yes, sir.
you're doing what?
I'm Facility Director for Wiseman Ministry at the hotel.
Oh, right down.
Yes, sir, right down the street.
Since Wiseman took over that facility, or have you come on after that?
Basically, I came into the program back in 23. I just finished doing a 17-year bid in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
I had nowhere to go. I was, I hit the bottom, did a lot of drugs, drunk a lot, burnt my bridges with my family, and everybody just kind of moved on and forgot about me. And so one day I was sitting in my cell, and I said, I need change. And someone told me about Wiseman Ministry. They said, write them. They'll help you. So I wrote them, and they accepted me. And I got out. They picked me up at the bus station. I got out. I had one set of clothes. I had nothing. I didn't know anything about the Bible. I went to church, but I didn't go like I was supposed to.
Sure.
And they showed me the right way to live, right way to do things. As I went through the program, I progressed in the program. I was an RL at the house. I was an RL at the store. That means I was a residential riser.
Okay.
I was over a couple of guys at the store and stuff. And we fellowshipped a lot. And I learned that it's two type of people in this program. You either want to be here or you don't want to be here. And I got to be there because that's my salvation. And Wiseman, without Wiseman, there's no telling where I would be right now today. They've helped me so much. I've seen them help so many people. And what's so kidding about it, we have a forgiving God. He forgives.
Yeah.
No matter how many mistakes we make in life, whatever we do in life, He forgives us. And that's what we fail to realize.
So when did you get out of?
I got out. I went in 2003 and got out in 23.
All right. So when you're sitting there at 22,
Yes.
let's say,
Yes.
if anybody had told you you're going to be the head guy over a hotel facility of any sort,
Yes.
you would have said,
They're crazy. They're crazy. Hey, me?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't even know how to work. Now I know how to work a computer. I can type. I can do all that.
you can barely take care of one room, right?
Right. But we have a bunch of good guys at the hotel, man. We have all types. We have graduates. We have sober living. We have transitional. And these are guys that come through the program. We all hit bottom sometimes.
Sure.
But the key thing about it is we got to pick ourselves back up. And in this, you can't straddle the fence. You can't do it. It's not going to work.
How many guys are there now?
Right now, we're housing 56.
And you can take as many as?
I think right now I can hold up to 60.
Wow. All right. I know when Jeff was in here earlier talking about the fact that he just kind of walked in one day. I may have been before your time there, but he walked in one day, and next thing you know, he's teaching a class, and he says he's still going over there and
Yes,
doing
every
that.
Thursday. Yes, sir. He's over there every Thursday. And what's so funny about it is when I came to the hotel, this was my facility director. And I was a program director, and he trained me. Daniel trained me.
So Daniel, you were at the hotel.
Yeah, he was at the hotel.
I was running the hotel, and
they got transitioned to the farm. Huh?
yeah, they asked me to come out to the farm and take over the farm, so I did.
Huh?
I was at the hotel for probably around 3 years, 3 years.
Okay.
I've been with Wiseman for a little over 6. I'm from Henderson, Texas.
Okay.
When I was 18, 19, I dabbled in drugs and stuff, and it got really bad. And when I turned 25, my aunt, who's a probation officer here in Henderson, somebody, and the only way I can explain it is God put somebody in place to tell her about House of Disciples and Wiseman Ministries, and she brought me there on June 1st of 2019, and I did my whole year at the farm, and then after that I became a staff member, and I went to the hotel, became program director, and then facility director, and now I'm at the farm.
And teaching Ronnie everything he knows.
Ronnie was one of my probably the best program director I've had. I'm glad he was a big help for me at the hotel, and I'm glad to see him flourishing there now.
Because in all honesty, just sitting here, both of y'all's personalities about as different as they get.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, but you ran the same facility at one point in time.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
it's amazing how it all works out, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. It is. We made a pretty good team over
Yeah,
there.
we did. We made a real good team. And what I like about Wiseman is that they believe in you and they hire within.
Yeah.
They give you a chance if you want it.
I was talking with a couple of the guys earlier this morning, and I'll ask y'all, since y'all went through the program, graduated, and stayed with Wiseman's in some capacity to continue work. Did you stay because you needed to stay close to the program, and you were a little fearful about leaving the program and going away somewhere?
So for me, it came down to I feel like God put it on my heart to help others that have gone through similar struggles as me, because I've always been the type of guy that always had showed empathy toward others. So God laid it on my heart to stay with the ministry and help in whatever capacity that they see fit.
Yeah. But you're a Henderson guy,
Yes, sir.
so staying with the Wisemans doesn't seem very far-fetched. It's a cool thing, and you got a good thing going, so just stay with them.
Yes, sir.
Where originally are you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas. Well, originally I was born in Queens, New York.
Gotcha.
And my dad was he was a very successful businessman, and I come from a good family.
Sure.
So besides that, I chose the wrong road. They taught me the right thing. I did the wrong thing. And I originally resided out of Tyler, Texas.
Sure.
So with me, it's all about, this is a everyday recovery. It's not you do your year programming and you're saved and you're done. This is every day. This is an everyday battle, everyday struggle. And once we realize this, then we will be better off. And I know that I have peace when I'm at Wiseman.
Right.
You know, I got the comforts. I got a zone around me. Can't nothing bad come in there. Nothing.
Right. But had you, once you graduated, had you left and went back to Tyler or back to Houston, I lived there for 8 or 9 years. I know what's happening down there. Had you gone back to those areas, how hard would it have been for you to stay the course every day?
I'm going to be honest with you. If I would have graduated and left, I probably went back to what I was doing. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm strong enough to do that. Right now, I'm me myself. I've been clean 17 years. because I did all that time in the penitentiary. I have no desire to drink, smoke, do anything.
Sure.
But temptation, the devil works on you every day.
Sure.
Every day he works on you. And I know that long as I'm with Wiseman, I'm safe.
All right. So
safe.
staying here is
Stay-
kind of a security blanket.
It's a
for you.
security blanket, and I'm not ready to let my security blanket go yet.
All right.
You know, and I think as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm helping people, I'm helping myself along the way.
All right. That's a good, honest answer there.
Yes, sir.
For either one of you, because I know we've talked a little bit with some of the guys earlier this morning about this as well. The fact that you've been put in a position to where you've got a job to do, and the good folks at Wiseman trust you to do that job. Have you ever been trusted before in your life to do anything?
Well, so to that extent, no, because when I joined the program, I was still, as they say, wet behind the ears. I was,
Sure.
24, 25, 24, and
But back when you were about 19 or 20, here comes Daniel. We don't trust Daniel with 2 cents.
I really hadn't been trusted with any kind of responsibility because, all I seemed to want to do back then was party and carry on, and
Sure.
I wasn't very reliable, etc. And that's what this place has taught me in every position that I've been with Wiseman Ministries, is they trusted me with all this responsibility, and God saw me through it, and I grew from it. And I went from being a driver at House of Disciples after I graduated to becoming the program director in Henderson, and then facility director, and now I'm running the entire farm.
And as you're kind of going up that ladder, do you find yourself sometimes going, how's this happening?
Yes, sir. I still think about it quite often. I think about, like you mentioned to him earlier, if somebody would have came up to me 8-9 years ago and said that you're eventually going to be running Isaiah 58 farms and 160 something acres and 60 plus guys there, I wouldn't have believed it for a minute. I probably would have laughed and went on.
Yeah.
But it's funny how God works.
Because, and Ronnie, in your case, I mean, let's face it, again, like I say, the personalities are totally different.
Yes, sir.
You are a wheeler dealer.
Yeah.
If you're
Yes,
on
sir.
the streets of Tyler or the streets of Houston,
Yes, sir.
you're making deals happen.
Yes, sir. Well, the thing the thing that got me is that when I first made program director, they handed me these keys and said, "Here." I'm like, "You giving the keys to me?
Right.
You want me to lock the doors, unlock
Right.
the doors, and you want me to do all this? You trust me with this?" And I'm like, "God, they trust me." I couldn't ask for more. That let me
was
know
that was that a first?
That was the first. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you a quick story right quick if we got time.
Sure.
I used to work for my old man at KOTV. His name was Frank Melton. He used to own the TV station in Tyler, Texas.
Right.
His name was Frank Melton. And he went on a weekend. He went somewhere out of town for a week. So I was in my addiction. I was getting high, and I was like, so he gave me these keys. And I thought, man, I need some money bad, man.
No.
I thought, where could I get me some money at? So I went in the TV station,
No.
got in, used my little lock, got in, went in there.
Borrow a little piece of equipment or something?
I borrowed the TVs. And never again in my life was I ever trusted by him again. And trust is something that you earn. It's not something that's given to you.
Right.
It's something that you earn. So I learned from that lesson.
Sell all the TVs?
Yeah, I sold them all. I sold them all.
Got caught for it?
I got caught for it and got in trouble, and I got put in jail, and that was the story to that.
Yeah.
And if I had to do it all over again, and if I knew what I knew now, I would have never done it.
Sure.
I didn't know that life could be so good being clean and sober. I really didn't. I thought you had to be drunk, high, hanging out in the bars and stuff like that. But life is good when you're clean and sober, and can't nobody tell me that different.
Was it almost a daily thing for you?
Every day. Every day. Every day. I'll be honest with you, I had to have it every day. Now, all I got to have is Wiseman every day. And that's the best life. That's the best life. This is my best life I've been living since I've got out of the penitentiary. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They've helped me so much. They've led me in the right direction. You know, times get tough sometimes,
Yeah.
but, you know, that's just life.
I know we had Jeff in here earlier. One of our board members was talking about, his prison ministry that he's involved in. Can you ever see doing something like that, or do you never want to step back into one of those facilities again?
Well, my thing is, I wouldn't mind doing it, but God's got to tell me. He's got to show me that's what he wants me to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that I could do it, but it'd be very hard because I've left that life. I don't want no part of that life anymore. But they're welcome to come to the hotel, and I can help them.
Okay.
I'm be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest.
Sure.
I don't see myself going back in prison anymore. Not even to visit.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I did so long in there. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Maybe later down the road.
Maybe
you'll go
yes, sir.
out
I'll
and
get
help.
out of that because I'm still young getting
but,
out.
But
so.
right now, you're willing to help those who come to you.
Yes, sir. I'm willing to help anybody that'll come to me in any way that I can.
Very good. And Daniel, in your case, if they come to you, they got to go all the way out to the farm.
If they called me and that opportunity arose, I'd be more than willing to go share about Wiseman Ministries. I myself have never been to prison. Luckily, I was brought to this place before I ended up there because I was well on my way.
Sure.
But by the grace of God, I was brought into Wiseman before that could happen. But yeah, I would definitely be willing to go share Christ because Wiseman teaches us to know, share, multiply. So any way that I could further the kingdom of Christ, I'm willing to do.
All right. So see, Ronnie, you'll get there.
I'll get there.
Okay.
I will. Eventually, I will. Yes, sir.
So the Blackberry Farm, well, there's something else going on out there. Everybody keeps talking about these wood chips and stuff. Are you involved in that too?
Yes, sir. It's called our hammer mill, and they make bedding and stuff for like horse.
Gets bagged up
and-
and sold by a lot of folks, I understand.
Yes, sir.
All right.
There's different types and all that.
Okay.
Well, I like to say I want everybody to come out and support Soapy King, our car wash.
You hang out there a time or two?
I go up there every now and then.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. But the guys at your residence, they don't do the car wash. That's strictly from the girls out at New London, right?
Yes, it's mainly for the girls at New London. Our guys mainly work at Panel Truss, Sawmill, the restaurants, stuff like that. That's where our guys mainly work.
Okay. All right. And who are you helping them find these jobs, or is that somebody else in the ministry that's helping them?
We have Will Henry helps them find a job. But if they don't find a job, Gary usually calls us and lets us know that he needs 2 or 3 guys to start at the sawmill. And we generally, we'll reach out to the farm. And the way it works is that a gentleman that's got 10 months in the program, he's eligible to come to the hotel and work. After so long, then that's how we rotate our people. We go by 10 months. Like if you're new in the program, you would probably end up going to the farm. And then the guy that's 10 months would come to the hotel. And he would have his opportunities to work, save his money, and progress in life and go on with his life.
Okay, so to get to the hotel, you've got to be eligible at a point to get
Yes,
there.
you got to be eligible at a point.
You don't go straight there.
Some cases we do have some that just come straight there.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. That's what we do. And we do have a program there. We have classes 5 days a week. We have classes every day. But mainly I only keep no more than 12 programmers. So, and the rest is sober living, transitional graduates.
Okay, and I guess for you, Ronnie, kind of going down a roll call every night and every morning, make sure everybody's there. Do you have to do that or not?
No, sir. I have a case manager and I have a house manager. They take care of those duties for me.
Okay.
Make sure everybody's in, everybody's safe, and everybody's good at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But again, I guess it all kind of gets back to the trust level. Also,
Yes.
Everybody kind of trusts you to be where you're supposed to be.
Yes,
right?
sir. I trust everybody to do what they're supposed to do.
And Daniel, do you have folks living out at the farm, or do they come and go?
We have about 50 or 55 residents who are in the program at the farm.
Got a big bunkhouse or something out there?
Yes,
kinda,
sir.
sorta?
We have a 50-man bunkhouse, and then we have what's called a lodge where our later some of the later phase guys go to when if there's if they can't go to the hotel due to legal reasons or whatever, they go to the lodge and then they continue working until they graduate, and there's even spots for them to stay after they graduate and make a paycheck.
Do the graduates are they at different locations at that time of their graduation? I mean, do folks because I know they have to be eligible and have a certain amount of time just to get to the hotel part.
Yes, mainly the guys at the hotel, they've already graduated.
Already have.
Yeah, they're already graduated. Yes,
Okay.
sir. And they're working already, saving their money, buying them cars, and getting ready for society when they get ready to transitional. Mainly the guys that, like now, I have 10 that's getting ready to graduate Sunday. We have graduation Sunday at Bar None Church at 4:00. The public's welcome to come and see. And these guys are getting ready to graduate. And so then they'll move on with their life. And so it comes a part in your time when you graduate that you get to have your cell phone, you keep your own money, you take care of yourself like you will if you live in an apartment, a house, and you take care of yourself. You make your own appointments. If you're going to be off work, you call your own boss. That's part of being a graduate.
Yeah, being responsible.
Sir. Being responsible, yes, sir.
And if you're out at the farm, you're early in your program?
Yes, sir. For the most part, it ranges. We've got people that immediately check in out there, and then they stay out there for a good 8-9 months, and then I talk with Ronnie, and we get them over to the hotel if it's possible.
All right. Mm-hmm. And you hadn't got to a point yet where Ronnie won't take your calls?
I think me and Ronnie are on good enough terms.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his call any time of the night. Yes, sir.
So if we get to the point where you're like, Daniel, I don't know any Daniel. I don't know who that is.
No,
we won't get to that point.
No, sir, we'll never get to that point.
Fantastic, guys. Anything else at all about Wiseman Ministries and y'all's path through it and your involvement in it now? Anything that y'all wanted to really stress that I haven't brought up this morning?
So I can't stress this enough for people out there that might be in their addiction and they feel like everything is hopeless and they they just don't fit in, and I urge them to reach out to us, because if I can do this, if I can beat addiction and be as successful now, they can too. I had a rough childhood. I had my rough adult teen years and
Sure.
and et cetera, and there's a point in my life where I thought about committing suicide. And God said, no, you're not going to do that. I have a purpose for you, and you're going to find that purpose, and that purpose is helping other men at Wiseman Ministries and helping other people in general.
Yeah, very good. And Ronnie, for you first found out about Wiseman where?
In prison on Coatfield unit. I was sitting there, and someone told me. I said, well, I don't want to parole to a halfway house, because a halfway house is different than a Christian-based program.
Yeah.
Because
had you done a halfway house prior?
No, I just heard so many
You
bad things
just
about
knew.
it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And people I kept seeing in my 17 years, I've seen maybe 30 or 40 people come back.
Sure.
So, and that's not a good ratio right there. So I wanted to try something new, and I think that Wiseman was the right choice in my life. And I stress very strongly to anybody out there, if you're having trouble, man, come to Wiseman. We can help you. Sometimes our pride gets in the way, and we got to push that to the side when it comes to being clean and sober and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Amen.
And then once you're able to get out, you don't ever want to turn around.
No,
and
you
go back
don't
in.
never want to go back in. No, sir.
Had you gone in, come out, and gone?